Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the adventure. So, a while back, Jordan Peterson did a podcast with Gad Said, however you say his name, and you've probably seen some clips popping up on my channel here and there the past few days from it. I like to take things and milk them for everything they're worth. But this clip right here is one of the ones that I find so poignant and so intensely germane to the state of the political divide in the country. To me, it is assuming that you're willing to give the benefit of the doubt to the honesty and credibility of Jordan Peterson. This is one of the most damning clips you could hear about the modern left wing of Western politics. So we're going to go through it and talk it over. Let's go.
Since about 2016, psychologists have finally, in their wisdom, determined that there is such a thing as left-wing authoritarianism. And so that would be a web of ideas that are correlated in that if you have one, you're likely to have the others. You can identify that set. I did some of the work on that, early work on that with one of my students, Christine Brophy. We found a set of progressive ideas and then a set of totalitarian leftist ideas that combined the progressive ethos with the willingness to use fear and compulsion and force to implement them. Okay, and so we found the following predictors because we were curious: does this system of ideas exist, or is it just a right-wing, conspiracy delusion? And the answer is there's clearly a set of coherent, statistically coherent left-wing ideas that are allied with the willingness to use compulsion and force. And we found four major predictors of the proclivity to have that idea set. And the first predictor, and it was a walloping predictor, negative 0.45, if I remember correctly, verbal intelligence and left-wing authoritarianism correlated more highly than verbal intelligence and academic performance, right? A stunning correlation. So when you ask yourself, how can people be daft enough to accept this relatively reductionistic and simple-minded view of the world? Everything is about power. One of the answers to that is, well, they're not very verbally sophisticated. Okay. The second,
which isn't that the exact opposite of what the left is always trying to say? The left is always trying to pass themselves off as the ones who are so intelligent, so creative. They're the big brain side of the political fence. Narcissistic projection, anybody? Which Jordan's about to get to.
The best predictor was being female. The third best predictor was having a feminine temperament, independent of being female, right? And the fourth best predictor was having ever taken even one explicitly politically correct higher education course. So now, since then, other people have developed analogous models of left-wing authoritarianism and looked for other predictors. And one of the most interesting predictors that has emerged is there's a very powerful relationship between the dark tetrad personality characteristics, including malignant narcissism, and the proclivity to hold left-wing authoritarian views. In fact, the correlation between malignant narcissism and left-wing authoritarianism is 0.6, which is so high that you could make the case, because the scales are somewhat unreliable, you could make the case that they're not distinguishable on the measurement front. Okay, I know this is a long-winded question, but I want to specify it exactly. All right.
Before I let him go on, I just want to reiterate that and really drive this home. Left-wing authoritarianism is indistinguishable from malignant narcissism at a statistical level. Now think about the way the left behaves, especially online, or anytime they're in a group and start to gain power in the local environment, and however far that environment scales up, including up to a national level, but 100% verifiably online. Think about the last time you saw a leftist saying anything on Twitter or Reddit, for example, and ask yourself, is that what narcissism looks like? And be honest.
So the dark tetrad personality types, they show subclinical characteristics of psychopaths. And psychopaths are predatory parasites. And so we could imagine there's two forms of parasitism going on here. There's the Darwinian competition between idea sets for memorability and communicability, but then there's the proclivity for people who occupy the parasitical niche in the human ecosystem, and that would essentially be psychopaths, to utilize ideas like the parasitical idea sets that you described for their own truly parasitical purpose.
And I'm going to stop it there. Communism is an undeniably 100% bow to stern left-wing ideology. Would anyone argue that Stalin and those who supported him were psychopaths? Would anyone argue that Mao Zedong was a psychopath? The people that espouse these ideas are parasitic in nature because the whole idea of communism is allowing the individual to gain access to the resources of the community with little to no barrier to entry. For merely existing, the individual gets access to the resources of the community. That's one of the foundational ideas of communism. Is that not parasitic at its very core? And are psychopaths not parasites fundamentally? Extracting what they want out of the relationships and people around them and offering nothing of value in return, or as little of value in return as they can possibly get away with? The modern left is a bunch of psychopathic, narcissistic parasites. And the sooner everyone who isn't a leftist can get on board with that truth, the sooner we can reach a solution. This has been Adventurous Politics. I'm Zach, the lead adventurer. I hope you enjoyed your time here with me today. I'll see you on the next one. Best thing you can do to support me is hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends. Catch you later.